Hey zombie killers, this is Cricket 504. I'm here on our newest invention here on 7 Days to Die. Hey Hey there 7 Days to Die fans, this is Cricket 504. Here to give you a tour of the base we've just completed. I want to give a thanks to Warwick, Grisha, Datsu, and Etherbana. With their help, we've gotten this thing up and built. Also want to give a shout out to Cage848 and Cap. Those guys have given some great video tips and have some great videos to see what can be built and how to build it. Really appreciate their online postings. Check out their links in the details below. So with no further ado, we'll give you a quick tour of the base here. This is a drop pit. It is 57 boxes from base rock to the main ground level. Main tower is 9 boxes wide, and the drop pit is an additional 5 boxes out. And we'll step up here to take a look. Coming up to the drop pit, you can see we've painted it black. Gives a effect of kind of making the tower look like it's floating there. Inside, it gets really eerie. But down below, you can see our spike pit. We'll go inside and take a look. This is our mini bike room, where we can store all of our mini bikes and get in and out. Going up one level, we've just kind of got an observation room. This room is for our spotlights for Hoard night, and just kind of a filler room. We use bulletproof glass to protect it, so spitting cops don't wind up making a mess of the building. Up top here, we've got a fighting deck. This is where we can shoot from, bow, gun. That way we can pick off cops or anything that's harder to get, or just things that we want to shoot at. We had to put spikes in the corners so we didn't have zombies beaten in the corners. They'd get caught in the corners for their pathing and chew up our concrete, so we put some spikes in. That way we don't have an issue with zombies getting into some digging. Up top here we've got solar bank and a battery bank, so that we don't have to worry about generators and generating any power for our spotlights or the lights in our mini bike room. That's the only electric that we're using at this point. You can put electric further down, but we haven't found a need for it at this point. This way we just don't have to use any torches up top, and it gives us a lot of peace from the screamers. With our base being 57 blocks down, we don't seem to be getting the screamers, even though we've got a lot of torches and forges down there. Working from up here, we've got a good view and not a lot of screamers. We still get the regular zombies, and as I was starting this video, we got a horde come rolling through. Gave a break in our video, so we're getting all the normal stuff, but we don't have to much deal with the screamers. Now if we were put a few torches out, we'd get the screamers as normal. So we'll head downstairs. can see, it's an active base. Now we've got several rooms here that are more for structural stability than anything else. They're just empty concrete room, but as we have other players, they can take these over as their personal rooms. They're spaced out every 5 vertical blocks. And here's one of the rooms. And another. And here's where the action happens. This is our fighting deck. I'm going to turn off my headlamp to my miner's cap. We've got the spike pit, which is 4 across, and then a walkway on the outside, which is 1 brick across. And under the spikes, we've got pillar 50s. Kind of call this our zombie barbecue. By the time they hit down here, standard zombies are pretty much done with. Cops, whites, ferals, then you can finish those guys off. Irradiateds also take some work to get the finish off. But the drop itself pretty much does in most zombies. But once they start piling the bodies up on Hoard night, it protects the ones falling a little bit, and that's when you get the rush at the rails here. They won't come through, but if a cop explodes, they'll push through. We had hoped the bodies might drop through the spikes so we don't have pile-ups, but that didn't happen. But the dogs do fall through once they've died. And so we've got pillar 100s in the corners, pillar 50s at the top, and then quarters across. Gives us some nice defense, gives us a place to swing with machetes and melee weapons. That way we don't have to use strictly guns or bows. It gives us a good chance to figure out what we want to do and how we want to kill the zombies and still be able to reach them without banging off the posts. So these rooms inside are 9 blocks by 9 blocks across. That's what the tower is made out of. And now we'll go down to the lower area. This lower area is at bedrock with 1 block for the floor, and then we actually have the actual room. This is where chem station, our forges, our workbenches, and our cement mixers are at. And then this outer wall is the outer wall of the drop pit itself. So everything goes down to bedrock. So this entire structure is freestanding. If we were to mine the dirt away, the whole structure would safely stand. You can see where we use the pillar 50s to support the spikes. Spikes are upside down, and the reason for that is that way the zombies don't bounce on them. It's kind of hard when they're bouncing to get a good shot on them or a hit on them. When they're bouncing up and down, hit registrations kind of goes by the wayside. So we use pillar 50s and the spikes upside down, and it gives us a good stable base and a good easy kill. Like I said, down here we're strictly using torchlight. That's more for effect than anything else. It looks cool. And we use the brick and then granite for the pipes. That way it gives us the look of a grill. And then this is the outer part of the underside of the drop pit, where our drawers are and our storage. Pretty much just a dead space, but gives us a chance to work with things. Outside of the drop pit, we've got an alleyway all the way around. This is partly for maintenance and partly a reserve fighting position. We've got a door in here so we can go in and do the maintenance on the spikes with the walkway going around, so that we can do that without having to put down boxes on everything. We found we didn't need an extra line of spikes. This is kind of an evolution of several builds from 2 different servers. And you can see into the fighting room. And then we had these little bays that I put bulletproof glass in. Before we had done that with electricity and put in spotlights, but we found with the torches it gave enough light on the outer loop to light it up, and it made these orange spikes look just that much more interesting, and it just became a fun look as opposed to a very sanitary look when the spotlights were on. With a 9x9 room, it gives enough room. We've got 5 of us down here, and there's room for everybody to do their thing. Don't have to rush up to the rails typically. Crossbows, compound bows, machetes, and of course various guns take care of the zombies pretty quick. We're on a 2-hour day clock here, but the Hoard, when it hits, lasts about 10 real-time minutes, and then we've cleaned them out. We'll get stragglers after that, but the main force of them are pretty much done in about 10 minutes. So that's a look at our base. Hope you find this interesting. See if you can want to incorporate it into your builds. I know it's worked well for us, but I'm sure there's iterations of this that will work even better. We'll be working on them. We're going to have fun with killing more zombies. Have a good one.
Batman. Radiant Runner. Radiant White.
Turn around, damn.